The assassination of President John F. Kennedy on November 22, 1963, sent shockwaves across the globe. It was a moment that left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness of the world. A young, charismatic leader was taken too soon, his presidency cut tragically short. His vision for a brighter future was abruptly halted, leaving a void in the hearts of many. The official investigation, led by the Warren Commission, concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in killing JFK. However, doubts lingered. Many questioned the thoroughness and transparency of the investigation. Conspiracy theories flourished, fueled by inconsistencies and unanswered questions. Theories ranged from involvement by the CIA to the Mafia, each adding layers of intrigue and suspicion. For decades, the assassination has captivated historians, researchers, and armchair detectives alike. Each new piece of evidence or theory reignites the debate and keeps the mystery alive. The possibility of a cover-up, of hidden truths, has kept the case alive in the public imagination. People continue to seek answers, hoping to uncover what really happened. The quest for answers has been a long and winding road marked by speculation, controversy, and fierce debate. Each new revelation brings both clarity and confusion. Now, with the recent release of thousands of previously classified documents, we have a chance to re-examine the evidence and confront the shadows of that fateful day in Dallas. These documents could hold the key to understanding the full scope of the events. The release of these files, mandated by a 1992 Act of Congress, marks a pivotal moment in our understanding of this pivotal event. It represents a significant step towards transparency and truth. While many of the documents have been available to the public for years, they were heavily redacted, concealing crucial details. The new releases promise more transparency. The newly released files promise to shed light on long-standing mysteries surrounding the assassination, offering a glimpse into the inner workings of the investigation and the events leading up to that tragic day. They may finally provide the answers that have eluded us for so long. The timing of this release, coming at a time of heightened political polarization and widespread distrust in institutions, only amplifies its significance. It underscores the need for transparency and accountability in our government. As we delve into these documents, we must do so with a critical eye, separating fact from fiction, evidence from speculation. It is a delicate task that requires diligence and discernment. The assassination of John F. Kennedy remains a defining moment in American history, a wound that has yet to fully heal. It is a chapter that continues to evoke strong emotions and reflections. The search for truth and justice continues. As new information comes to light, the hope remains that one day, the full story will be revealed. The assassination unfolded on a bright, sunny afternoon as President Kennedy's motorcade made its way through Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas. Crowds lined the streets, eager to catch a glimpse of their young president. At approximately 12:30 p.m., shots rang out, piercing the air and forever altering the course of history. The world watched in horror as news of the shooting spread, followed by the devastating confirmation that President Kennedy had succumbed to his injuries. The immediate aftermath was a blur of confusion and chaos. Law enforcement scrambled to secure the area, witnesses offered conflicting accounts, and the nation grappled with the unthinkable. Lee Harvey Oswald, a former Marine with ties to the Soviet Union, was arrested within hours of the shooting. He maintained his innocence, claiming he was a patsy, but his words were drowned out by the overwhelming evidence against him. The Warren Commission, established by President Lyndon B. Johnson to investigate the assassination, concluded that Oswald acted alone, firing 3 shots from the Texas School Book Depository building. Their findings, while comprehensive, did little to quell the doubts that lingered in the minds of many Americans. Conspiracy theories quickly took root, fueled by inconsistencies in the official narrative, questions about Oswald's motives and capabilities, and the mysterious death of Oswald himself at the hands of Jack Ruby, a Dallas nightclub owner. The seeds of suspicion, once sown, proved difficult to eradicate, taking hold in the fertile ground of national trauma and uncertainty. The March 2025 release of over 63,000 pages of JFK assassination-related records marks a significant development in the ongoing quest for answers. This monumental release has reignited public interest and scholarly debate as people from all walks of life seek to uncover the truth behind one of the most infamous events in American history. This treasure trove of information, comprising approximately 2,200 files, many without prior redactions, adds to the existing 6 million-plus pages already accessible to the public. The sheer volume of these documents is staggering, offering a wealth of new data for researchers to sift through and analyze. These documents, held under lock and key for decades, offer a tantalizing glimpse into the inner workings of the investigation and the events surrounding the assassination. They provide a rare opportunity to peer behind the curtain of government secrecy and explore the complexities of this historical mystery. Among the most intriguing revelations is a 1991 CIA memo that casts doubt on Lee Harvey Oswald's abilities as a marksman. This memo challenges long-held assumptions and opens the door to new interpretations of the evidence. The memo, based on KGB files on Oswald, states that the Soviet Union did not believe Oswald was capable of carrying out such a sophisticated assassination. This revelation adds a new layer of complexity to the narrative, suggesting that there may have been other forces at play. This assessment, if accurate, raises serious questions about Oswald's role in the assassination and the possibility of other individuals or groups being involved. It invites us to reconsider the official story and explore alternative theories. The release also sheds light on Oswald's activities in the months leading up to the assassination, including his visits to the Soviet and Cuban embassies in Mexico City. These visits have long been a focal point for researchers, and the new documents provide additional context. These visits, while never fully explained, have long been a source of speculation and intrigue for assassination researchers. The new information may help to clarify Oswald's intentions and connections during this critical period. The newly released documents provide greater context for these visits, revealing the extent of Oswald's contacts with foreign governments and potentially offering clues about his motivations. This deeper understanding could reshape our perception of the events leading up to the assassination. Despite the wealth of information contained in the newly released files, many questions remain unanswered. The frustration of historians and researchers is palpable as they continue to seek clarity. Thousands of documents remain unreleased or heavily redacted, their contents still shrouded in secrecy. This ongoing secrecy fuels further speculation and demands for transparency. The Biden administration argues that the release of these remaining documents could jeopardize national security and ongoing intelligence operations. This stance has sparked a heated debate about the balance between transparency and security. However, critics contend that the government is using national security as a pretext for concealing embarrassing or incriminating information. They argue that the public has a right to know the full truth. The debate over the remaining classified documents is likely to continue for years to come, fueling further speculation and debate about the assassination. As new information emerges, the quest for truth will persist, keeping the mystery of JFK's assassination alive in the public consciousness. Lee Harvey Oswald remains the most enigmatic figure in the JFK assassination saga. Was he the lone gunman driven by twisted motives, as the Warren Commission concluded? Or was he a pawn in a larger conspiracy, manipulated by forces beyond his control? Oswald's background is a study in contradiction and complexity. A former Marine with a history of erratic behavior, he defected to the Soviet Union in 1959, only to return to the United States with his Russian wife and young child in 1962. His movements in the months leading up to the assassination were equally perplexing, marked by contacts with pro-Castro and anti-Castro groups, as well as the Soviet and Cuban embassies in Mexico City. The newly released CIA memo, which casts doubt on Oswald's marksmanship abilities, further complicates the picture. If Oswald was not a skilled shooter, as the KGB believed, could he have accurately fired the shots that killed Kennedy? The memo suggests that Oswald may have been a less than ideal candidate for a lone gunman, potentially pointing to the involvement of other individuals with greater skills and experience. Adding to the enigma is Oswald's own insistence that he was just a patsy, a claim he made repeatedly after his arrest. These words, uttered in the chaotic aftermath of the assassination, have resonated through the decades, fueling speculation about a wider conspiracy. Was Oswald a knowing participant in a larger plot, or was he, as he claimed, an unwitting pawn in a deadly game? The newly released files, while providing valuable insights into Oswald's life and activities, ultimately failed to provide a definitive answer to this enduring question. The mystery of Lee Harvey Oswald's true role in the assassination of President Kennedy continues to captivate and perplex historians, researchers, and the general public alike. Each new piece of evidence seems to raise more questions than it answers, ensuring that the debate over whether Oswald was a lone wolf or a pawn in a larger conspiracy will persist for years to come. It's important to understand the geopolitical climate of the time, the Cold War tensions, and the intricate spy networks that operated in the shadows. We'll explore the theories, the evidence, and the key players who might have had a hand in this global conspiracy. So, let's unravel the mystery and see what the files reveal about the KGB's possible involvement. In the tangled web of the JFK files, the Cuban connection stands out. How did the events in Cuba ripple through the corridors of power in Washington? The answers remain elusive, but the questions are compelling. John F. Kennedy was more than just a name in the headlines. His legacy, his dreams, and his untimely death continue to resonate. What drove the man behind the presidential seal? And why does his story still captivate us? Even after all these years, the JFK files leave us with unanswered questions and unfinished business. Theories abound, but concrete answers are in short supply. What really happened on that fateful day in Dallas? The quest for truth continues, driven by the relentless curiosity of historians, researchers, and everyday citizens. The JFK files are more than just documents. They are pieces of a puzzle that many are still trying to solve. Will we ever uncover the full story? Only time will tell.